to prove the medical science that the plant-based diet is the most optimal diet if you want the best health. And a lot of stuff that they say in there, they're confirming what the Bible already said thousands of years ago. So I'm not here to tell people to become a vegan. But the vegan diet, the strict, we'll use the word strict plant-based diet, strict vegetarian, is the best diet if you want the best health. And we do believe that in these last days, according to the Bible, God tells us we are not to eat these things. And you can find that in Hosea chapter 3 verses 5 through Hosea chapter 4 verse 3 and Deuteronomy 14:21, because Deuteronomy 14:21 says we're not supposed to eat anything dying of itself. Okay, now how to turn off the faucet. We said remove cholesterol items. This pen's not working. It's marked. Now, how are we going to unplug the sink? Does anyone know? How are we going to unplug the sink?
Exercise.
We're going to increase the fiber. We're going to increase the fiber. We're going to exercise. We're going to talk a little bit about that in a moment. Let's find out what foods. What food do you think is highest in fiber?
Grains.
You say greens, you say vegetables. Okay, well let's hear what fruits we are told. Okay, this is Encyclopedia of Foods and Their Healing Powers. If you can get your hands on these books, I know who sells these for a very good price. I highly recommend it's 3 volumes, because when you have the evidence, and there's even a condensed form, a condensed book, which I think is even wonderful to take when you're out in the field, because it's smaller, it's a smaller book, but it shows you the graphs, and you can say, look, this food is high in fiber, and this food is high in magnesium, and you can show it to them. It's not so heavy, but I highly recommend these books. These are very educational. When you're standing before people and you're educating, you show them that it comes from science, written by doctors, they listen. Okay? Now these are the foods high in fiber. Number 1, highest food is bran. The second highest food in fiber is lentils. Barley, rye, whole wheat flour, almonds, oats, dates, prunes, raspberries, artichokes, peas, whole grain rice, apple, cauliflower, white bread, potato, red tomato, cucumbers, etc. But the highest is bran, lentils, barley, almonds, oats. Okay? Increase your fiber intake and exercise. 1 hour of walking per day, 7 days a week, will reduce cholesterol levels tremendously. You should do at least 3 to 4 miles a day. Now, we talked earlier, there's some people who can't start off that aggressively, maybe 1 or 2 minutes. But the goal is, it doesn't matter what your sickness is, cancer, diabetes, heart disease, cholesterol. You want to do an hour a day. And in that hour, and you can do it, I get about 3.5 miles in. When you walk briskly, I don't mean run, but I mean really walking briskly. And if you do it consistently for 1 hour, you'll get about 3 to 4 miles in. That's 21 to 28 miles a week. That's going to cause you to lose weight. Heart disease is going to go away. I mean, that is so good, that exercise. And why is this? Now, we said walking, not running, right? Now we're going to find out the science. When you walk, 50% of the energy comes from the fat cells. Versus when you run, you are using rapid sugar in your bloodstream. So the reason why walking is better, it comes from the fat cells. Running comes from the sugar in the bloodstream. If that's understandable, okay? Amen. And then in Counsels on Health, page 200, we are told, this is Counsels on Health, page 200. Walking, in all cases where it is possible, is the best remedy for diseased bodies. Because in this exercise, all the organs of the body are brought into use. And then she goes on to say, there is no exercise that can take the place of walking. By it, the circulation of the blood is greatly improved. And medical science is confirming this in 2010. I got a lot of articles this year about walking being the best exercise. Because why? Those people who run and those athletes, football players, triathlon, the people who do the running, the marathons and stuff like that, they get severe cases of ligament problems, tendon problems, and arthritic problems when they get older. They suffer horribly from it. Now, are our legs straight or bent when we stand? They're straight. We're made for walking. But animals, their legs are bent. They're made for running. Okay? God did not design human beings to run on an average basis. Now, there's going to be times where it's necessary to run. You see a rabid dog coming towards you, you're going to take off and run. But to do it every single day on a regular basis is hard on your bones and on your body. It jolts your organs inside. Did you know when you run, you're shaking your organs in your body? God does not want his people running every day. But running is necessary at times. But the number one exercise is walking. So, we talked about turning off the faucet. We talked about unplugging the sink. Now how are we going to mop it up? Let's mop it up now. Let's mop up the cholesterol. These are the things that you do. We're going to mop up the cholesterol. Number 1 tablespoon of soy lecithin a day. Do you know why? Now, is this supplement or is this food? It's food. Do you know why they recommend this? What did we say breaks down fat? Bio, right?
Yeah.
This works just like bio. This works just like the bio. And this helps break down the fat. Okay? Soy lecithin. And you can put it on your cereal. You can put it in a drink. It acts like bile and it emulsifies. Now, garlic. Why garlic? Brother Tony, tell us why garlic.
Because it has allicin. Allicin favors the production of bile and also cleanses the liver and promotes the 5 primary liver functions.
Amen. Let me go to my book
But it's primarily the allicin.
on garlic.
Ginger does the same thing, but even better than garlic.
Hold on just a moment. Let me find it.
Garlic is the secondary. I think it's a vasodilator.
It's a vasodilator and it
Ginger
also...
is even better, but the right kind of ginger.
Okay, page 230.
But it's not so much what you do, but what you don't do that is important.
Okay, this is Encyclopedia of Medicinal Plants, Volume 1. It tells us the following. Make sure I'm reading the right area. Okay. Hypolipidemic. This is page 231. This is Encyclopedia of Medicinal Plants, Volume 1, page 231. Hypolipidemic. Hypo means bring down. Lipidemic is your lipids, your fats, what we're talking about. So what brings down cholesterol? It says garlic decreases the level of LDL cholesterol. LDL, is that the good or the bad?
Bad.
That's right. It decreases the level of the LDL cholesterol in the blood because it makes its absorption by the intestine more difficult. It has been proven that in the hours following a breakfast of toast with butter. Now, they found breakfast, when you eat breakfast with toast with butter, the level of cholesterol increases 20%. But if you take garlic and you rub it on that toast before you put your butter, it doesn't increase at all. And I'm not giving people permission to eat the butter.
How much?
But that's how 20%. When the bread is rubbed with garlic, even if it has butter, this increase does not take place. The scientific observation has been published in the Indian Journal of Nutrition. The scientific information has been published in the Indian Journal of Nutrition. So it's great to bring down cholesterol levels, the garlic is. So that's one of the things that we're going to use. And now for people who do not like the odor of garlic, they buy odorless garlic tablets. That's not good, and let me tell you why. Because the allicin has been removed, the stuff that has the medicinal properties, but there is one that is wonderful. And this is the one that the people I'm training under recommend, and they have done their research. They have tried it on the patients. One of the doctors who's in a lot of the videos I'm studying under, he has tried it on his patients, and this is the brand. This is what it's called, Garlic. So if a person really can't take, the garlic fresh is the best. But if they really can't take it, they recommend the Garlic. This has the same effect, not like the raw garlic would, but this is the best of all the odorless garlic, is Garlic. Okay, so we talked about the garlic. Oh, one thing I wanted to tell you. Did you know if you cheat and you eat any dairy, I don't care what it is, or any animal products, more than likely none of us in here are doing that. But for those people who are watching, and they're plant-based eaters, but they tend to cheat every blue moon and have the sour cream that's not vegan, or they have, you know what I'm saying, or the mayonnaise that's not vegan, do you know it affects your cholesterol readings for 2 weeks? So if you want a true cholesterol reading, you have to wait 2 weeks from the time you cheated to have it checked. Otherwise, you're going to have a skyrocket cholesterol level, and they're going to want to put you on cholesterol medication. So, cheating, anything that has animal product that you consume it, you have to wait 2 weeks to get your testing done. So you can let people that you're working with know those things. Okay. Now, the medications that they give, you guys remember what I said they're called? They're called statins. Statins. These are the medications that are given. You have Crestor, Lipitor, and the list goes on. And like lipids, fats, you can see some of them have the name in the medication. These medications destroy the very organ they're supposed to help. Now, what organ did we say that was?
The liver.
The liver. These medications also cause a muscle wasting disease. You know why that is? Because it depletes the body of the calcium, it depletes the body of the magnesium. And then the muscles disintegrate, literally. Now, we're not telling you to get off the medications, right? We're not telling people to get off the medications. We're going to be responsible. What we're going to teach people is adopt the lifestyle, the plan that we're going to be learning over the next several weeks. And when they do, they need to inform and notify their doctor, because what's going to happen is their levels are going to start doing this. And if they're on this high dosage and their levels are doing this, they can get very ill. So they need to inform their doctor, keep records, and the doctor's going to have to be very responsible for that patient, or that doctor can be liable. And what the doctor's going to wind up having to do in most cases is take that patient completely off of those medications. That's what winds up happening in most cases. The way God created our bodies, our